So this video caught my attention, how I earn 7,000 plus A-coins on my free-to-play account, Mech Arena Guide by Plarium. Now I want to preface this with two things. The first being that almost every video talking about how to get A-coins is full of crap. Most of the time you're already doing pretty much all that you can, and the only way to get extra A-coins is just by grinding the ever-loving goodness out of the tournament mode and or getting really lucky with tournament brackets. There's really not a whole lot besides that. But the second thing that I will mention is that Plarium in this video does indeed have 7,000 plus A-coins. This is his free-to-play account, and he does manage to get just about every single mech that appears in the crate rushes for free. So, let's take a look and see. I'll just kind of share my thoughts.
Today I'm going to talk about the different ways to earn A-coins. These are the exact methods I personally use on my free-to-play account, and if you follow them consistently, you can also earn A-coins faster. So let's start with the first thing I do every time I log in. As soon as I log in into my account, I go straight into the shop and spend 2,000 credits. By doing this, I complete the daily task of using 2,000.
Okay, so I'm not trying to be critical of Plarium here, right? He's just making the video for the sake of making the video. But I don't personally like this argument of like, oh, how do you get A-coins? Oh, just finish your daily tasks. Everyone knows that. Nobody's in here logging in and not finishing their daily tasks, right? I mean, is it good advice to just log in every day and finish your daily tasks? Sure, but I don't think anyone doesn't know that. Like, everybody knows that is what I'm trying to say. And the second thing I'll mention is that in terms of credits, what I've personally preferred doing, and maybe this isn't necessarily better, this is maybe just a personal preference of mine, it's just something to kind of put out as an alternative for what Plarium does. So he goes to the shop and he spends 2,000 credits on whatever blueprints to do the spend credits task. What I like to do instead is I upgrade one thing that I know that I want to upgrade later, something that I know that I'm going to want to be upgrading at some point. So I can just upgrade it one level each day. That way I'm finishing my credit tasks and I'm also upgrading the things that I want upgraded at the same time. It's not mutually exclusive. I don't have to, I'm not saving up a bunch of credits and then spending all of them at once. I could be spending them over a longer period and then saving those 2,000 credits per day. It's not like a massive difference, but for someone like me who upgrades a lot of different things, that's the method that I prefer to do. And maybe if you're, like Plarium, clearly he has a lot of legendary stuff, which is very expensive to upgrade. So if you're not upgrading things very much, then probably just do what he's doing.
Credits, which gives me 10 A-coins. Now 10 A-coins may sound like a small amount, but if you do this every single day, it adds up
every bit
to
helps,
around
sure.
300 A-coins per month. After completing daily tasks, you also receive a gold crate, and from this crate you can get A-coins as well. Let's say you get an average of 5 A-coins per day from these crates. That's another 150.
That's not true. Now statistically, silver crates will give you 0.4 A-coins per crate, and gold crates will give you 3 A-coins per crate.
A-coins per month. Next are the weekly tasks. By completing your daily tasks.
Again, nobody doesn't know to do their weekly tasks. Now, I think his whole point is like, here's the total amount of A-coins that I earn and here's how I do it. And so in that case, sure, you absolutely should be listing everything that you're doing to get it. Now, maybe he gets into some better stuff later, and I hope so. A lot of people would basically stop the video here, like they'd list all of these different ways, these obvious ways of getting A-coins. And that's just the entire video, and that's why I prefaced the video by saying most videos on this topic are full of crap and not actually helpful.
Consistently, you can earn 200 A-coins from weekly tasks every 5th day, which comes out to roughly 1,200 A-coins per month. Along with that, you also get Fortune Vault keys, which I will talk about later in the video. The next thing I focus on is events that...
So you skipped past weekly events. There's actually one decent note about weekly events. Or not weekly events, weekly tasks, sorry. That is worth mentioning that I'm not sure anyone has ever mentioned. Is that there is no such thing as rollover task completions. So long as you're logging in every day, there's going to be one task that holds you up. This is the one that's going to take between 4 to 5 days, depending on how things work out. That is this one, complete 30 daily objectives. This is the last one that he has. This is always going to be the last one that you have, as long as you're playing somewhat regularly. Let's say that he logs in tomorrow. he completes 4 of his daily tasks and then goes to complete this. He'll be able to claim the 200 acorns, and then the weekly tasks will reset, and he'll have this task all over again. It will not start at 2. So even though he finished 4 tasks, it's going to start back at 0 as soon as this refreshes. So the ideal way to manage this, to make sure that you're getting these acorns as quickly as possible, is to make sure that you're finishing exactly 2 of your daily tasks and then claiming this before finishing any more of your daily tasks. That way those daily tasks can then count towards your next 30 daily objectives, weekly task, etc., etc. Right? So it's just a matter of making sure that none of your daily tasks go to waste, essentially.
Offer acorns. Most of the time there's at least one event running that rewards acorns. If I meet the requirements, I grind that event and collect as many resources as possible. This is a solid way to earn a decent amount of acorns, so make sure you grind events whenever you can. Now,
the only events that I know of that include acorns are the Hangar Showdown battle ones, and it gives like, what, 100 acorns or something? I'm not missing something, am I? And that shows up like maybe twice a month, right? I'm not sure how much he's counting for that.
Let's talk about Fortune Wars, which for me are one of the fastest and easiest ways to earn acorns. I always go for the 10 key Fortune Vault, and I highly recommend you to do the same.
Yes, the Fortune Vaults are very underrated in terms of how many acorns they can give you.
There's no need to waste keys on the 5 key or 20 key vaults, just focus on the 10 key vault.
Yeah, and this is static. This is period. It does not matter how many skins you have. It doesn't matter if you have all the legendary skins gone. For example, on my main account, I have every single legendary skin from the 20 vault, and it's still going to statistically give me more acorns per fortune key from the 10 than the 20. So at no point should you ever go for the 20 if you're looking for acorns.
Keep in mind, this is completely luck based. Getting acorns isn't guaranteed every time, but I have pulled acorns from these walls multiple times, and you can too if you use your keys wisely. So how do you get keys? Sometimes there are events like Keymaster races that offer keys. You can also earn them by grinding tournaments and completing Hangar Showdown. Use these keys smartly and try your luck in the Fortune Vault. Now we come to the main source of earning acorns: tournaments. I grind tournaments regularly and earn a good amount of acorns from them. When you're grinding tournaments, your goal shouldn't
80 battles is only like 12 per day. It's not
be
that
only
bad.
acorns. It should also be collecting keys, because you now know how important those are. As for the tournament modes, I personally prefer free-for-all. The reason is simple: your final score is heavily based on the damage you deal. This means SP dropping or matchmaking manipulation doesn't help much. That's why FFA is my favorite grinding mode. I also play 5v5 tournaments occasionally when I have time. Now, let's talk about when you should enter a tournament. I don't recommend entering right away when the tournament starts, because you will most likely face hardcore grinders who play for hours and rack up huge scores. At the same time, don't enter at the very last moment either, because that's when you will encounter SP droppers and last minute grinders. The sweet spot is normally around 5 to 6 hours after the tournament starts or during the final few hours.
Yeah, so like entering last second, some people have said that it works for them. It might be like a regional thing, or maybe they just got lucky once or twice. But entering the last second, if it can't find a bracket, it'll just put you into a bracket that already exists against people who have already been playing for a little while. Like, you're almost never going to get a head start by entering last second. I don't think that's really worth it. Like you mentioned, don't start right at the beginning, because people who are starting right at the beginning are the people who probably plan on grinding it through the very end. If you don't have that kind of time, it's probably not worth it. I agree with him. Yeah, the last like 3 hours or something is probably a good idea. So it's kind of dependent on your time zone as well and what you have going on.
For FFA, if it's below the Grandmaster bracket, I usually enter about 1 hour before the end, and it works well. For 5v5, I personally prefer entering around 3 hours before the tournament ends and grinding from there. If you don't have enough time, just enter during the final few hours and play smart. Some people suggest playing below the Grandmaster bracket to avoid tough opponents. Personally, I recommend pushing into Grandmaster. Once you're there, your goal should be to finish in the top 6. If you do that, you are guaranteed 258 coins, 15,000 credits, and 6 Fortune Vault keys. Apply these techniques and see what works best for you.
It still requires like kind of a stupid amount of grinding. I don't think tournaments are practical for most people. I very much dislike the system, the tournament system. I think most people dislike it. I think it's a waste of time for most people. I hate the fact that you have to compete with other people for A coins that you should just be able to get. Unfortunate truths behind that. I'm not saying that tournament can't be used to get A coins. He clearly has a lot of A coins on
Last
him.
and the most important thing is resource management. I manage my resources very carefully. I don't waste them on useless upgrades or on mechs and weapons that I won't use long term. You can clearly see my progress over the last 9 months, and that's purely because of smart resource management.
Yeah, so he's been going like he's been like full sending it on the meta aspect, right? Trying to make a meta version of a free-to-play hanger, essentially. And I have not been doing that. My goal with my free-to-play account was to experiment primarily to see what worked and what doesn't, and so that I could give like better, more accurate advice on certain things, right? And so he's completely right, by the way. Just by looking at it, he has a better hanger. He has more legendary pilots. He has better mechs than me, a full hanger of legendary mechs, and he has higher SP than I do, and he started after I did. So he's completely right. He's completely right about like making sure not to waste A coins or credits on stuff that's not very important. Filling up your hanger with legendary mechs and weapons is actually like one of the better ways to go about that as well. With lower tier things, you're always tempted to like, oh, I could rank it up to make it stronger, but these cost so much that you're probably not even going to consider that, and that's honestly better to some degree, because then you're not spending A coins on those sort of things. There's no disputing the fact that people don't like, you don't get enough A coins for free. Free to play players, they don't like. I think there should be a higher amount of A coins that people get for free. I don't think anyone disagrees with that. I think everyone's on the same page there. So we can just get that out of the way. But with that said, I do think that people actually get more A coins and more credits per week or per month or whatever than they realize, but they spend a decent chunk of those on upgrades, on buying implants, on rank ups, gambling crate rush events, especially. A lot of A coins get wasted gambling crate rush events. Yeah, you just have to manage that. And also just kind of figuring out what you want before you go for it. Setting up some decent goals and some, kind of mental restrictions, like just to kind of keep yourself from just randomly on whim upgrading certain things, which is definitely something that I've done. But again, like my goal was never to be meta progressing.
If you keep spending and gambling your resources, you won't get anywhere. I'm also not including promo codes here because they're not a reliable source of A coins. Yes, they have helped me in the past, and sometimes you can get resources from the Plarium store, but you shouldn't depend on them. So to sum everything up, grinding is the only real way to earn resources. A coins won't magically appear in your account. You have to log in, play, and stay consistent.
I would love to see the math and the breakdown of like how many A coins he gets from what source in terms of his figure of 7,000 plus per month. I think for most people, tournaments are just not practical. Like they don't live in a time zone where where it's practical to start at the right time. I think if you're like more lightly playing tournament, it's probably going to be more like 3,000, maybe 4,000 A coins a month. I think is the more likely outcome for most people. Now keep in mind, he's not getting a lot of acorns. He's not coming in first, right? He's not getting like 1,200 acorns or whatever from tournament every single day. He's just going for like the top 6 is what he said. And those will get you fortune keys. Those fortune keys will then sometimes give you acorns as well. So, I mean, if you're playing tournaments, just shoot for the fortune keys. That is what I mostly do. In the off chance that I do happen to play tournament on my free-to-play account, which I basically never do, But when I do, I will almost exclusively just shoot for decent fortune key drops. So however many fortune keys I can get is what I'm going to go for. And then those fortune keys will hopefully get me A coins instead of having to play, 700 more battles.
Luck is also a factor that no one can control. You have seen me pull legendary mechs in just a few spins. There's no magic involved, it's pure luck based. Most of the time I get what I want after spending 2000 A coins or less.
Him and Sanji, bro. I'm low-key kind of jealous because these guys have been getting legendary mechs in like 5 spins every single time. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, there's no, like he said, there's no guarantee that if you do what he said, then you're going to end up with a hanger like this after 9 months. I mean, there's no guarantee of that.
Finding those 2000 A coins back in a week isn't hard. I have done it many times and climbed back to 7000 plus A coins consistently.
Which, by the way, I'm not sure if he's going to mention this, but I will point it out while I'm thinking of it. He's at just above 7,000 A coins, and this is on purpose. I can pretty much guarantee it. The reason he's at just above 7,000 is because that's how many he's going to need to guarantee that he gets a mech from one of the Crate Rush events. The Crate Rush events have been having like legendary mechs since 350 A coins per spin. With 20 spins, that's 7,000 A coins to guarantee it, which means that he has enough to guarantee any mech that he wants, so long as he's at 7,000.
So please stop commenting that I'm spending money on this account. If you grind properly and manage your resources well, reaching 7k plus A coins isn't as hard as some people make it seem. That pretty much covers how I earn A coins on this account. Hopefully you can apply some of these tips and start earning more A coins on your account as well. Till then, take care and I will see you in the next one.
Well, he had some good notes in there, but like I mentioned kind of at the beginning, there's nothing groundbreaking, right? It's all stuff that you already knew. It's mostly just like a reminder. It's like a, hey, this is how much I'm getting, and I'm just doing the stuff that you already knew about, which I think is fine. I'm not saying that's bad. Some people don't realize how many A coins you can get from just doing the things that they've already been doing. Maybe they're gambling them on Crate Rush events and they're wasting a lot of them. Maybe they're spending their fortune keys on the wrong fortune vault. Maybe they're going for the 21 instead. But yeah, there's a couple things to that I kind of wanted to point out there. There's a couple notes to be made. I mean, I myself made a sort of similar video, I don't know, maybe 3 months ago or something like that, basically acknowledging the same things. Basically acknowledging that, I mean, in my opinion, the main reason people are always broke on A coins is because they spend them too much. But yeah, not bad. I mean, he's consistently getting, like the title says, 7,000 A coins per month, which is pretty good. Anyway, yeah, it's just a video that kind of caught my attention. I wanted to look it over and kind of share my thoughts on it. Figured it might be good for like a reaction kind of video. But otherwise, yeah, that'll be it for me. Appreciate y'all. Take care.